This is chart of STI on the 15th September 2017. Market trade along Doji Doji with increased volume. This is a positive developments. Market has been trading downwards over the last 1.5 months, and the 3,200 supports is critical, and markets managed to hold up well. So the odd of our upward move from here is good, and the overseas market appear to be also resilient. That provides some kind of impetus. Now, if you notice, actually market trade into this congestion area, and we have a series of overlapping bars here, so markets was quite choppy then. Going forwards, as mentioned, the order of our move is good, so we like to actually see how market turn out. If you take a look at the overseas market itself, this is the Dow Jones managed to break a high. In fact, it formed all-time high with increased volume, so this is a positive developments. And you can see the S&P 500. Similarly, we have a trust breakup. Now, Nasdaq actually trade a narrow range bar itself. I would like to see a follow through from here. If you notice, this is almost like a cup with handle patterns. So if we can break on the upside, that will generally be positive for the equity markets. Now, if we take a look at gold itself, there was some rally. If you notice, actually over here itself, it managed to break the downward trend line and follow through, and we're experiencing pullback. If you take a look at the KOSPI, this is the market that is more likely affected by the recent tensions with North Korean nuclear tests. Now, this is what happens. This happens after the day of nuclear tests. Markets actually opened low, but managed to actually move up. And there was a retest of this low before it bounced off again, and yesterday it actually broke this high. So going forwards, market generally quite resilient despite the fact that we have some of this tension, and of course the recent nuclear tests and the more missile tests has already been discounted. Let's turn our attentions to our local markets. This is what happens. This is the dynamic band breakout reports. Always ignore the low volume stocks. Okay, trade the high volume one, and look for stock with decent chart patterns. This is what happened yesterday. We have a breakout again for ventures. This is a stock I've been watching for quite some times. If you notice, previous occasion itself, there was a very strong rally. In fact, 2 days ago, there was this break and followed by a pullback, and there was another breakout. So if you take this trade here, now it doesn't make sense for you to put a stop loss at the low of the breakout bar, because this breakout bar is pretty long. So maybe put it at perhaps just below the congestion box, because after breakout we do not like the stock to go back to the congestion box. We also have a breakouts in Metro. If you notice, it trade quite a big bar. So usually stocks, when they actually break out with a big bar itself, it's probably exhausted. So we actually do not like to actually take a trade from here, but rather wait for a pullback and eventually take out the high here of 1265. Now we also see some strong moves. Let's take this as case studies. Glocoland. This stock has a very nice move. First breakout on the 4th of August. And a very nice run, and of course subsequently there were announcement the earning was 6 times the previous year. If you notice over here itself, it trades above the band and it start to tag, so it's actually indications of losing momentum. And this is a bar that closed within the band, and this is closing below the band. So over here itself, we should take precaution measure and lock in some profits and probably get out on this bar. All right. We also see a strong move from another property stock, that's Fraser Centerpoint. Again, very nice breakouts here. And if you notice, you trade with daylights, and on this day itself, you trade extension bar, so it's good to take partial profits. Over the next 2 days, you trade dojis, and if you take a look at this 2 bar itself, the volume is not low. So the volume has been low as a positive sign. The fact that it trades a high volume, alright, and the stock didn't make any headway, is a sign that the stock is under stress. And this is a clear sign that we should actually take defensive measure, and this is probably the time for us to get up. So again, yesterday it traded a wide range reversal bar. With increased volume, stock may become range bound. A recent stock that broke out is City Neon. Alright, if you notice actually here we have a breakout and immediately followed by a gap up and it failed. Alright, so this is probably where you get out, and this is our re-entry. If you notice, it trades with a large bars and move upwards gradually, and over here itself you notice a series of overlapping bars is a sign that it's actually losing momentum. So it's good for us to actually take defensive measure, take partial profits, and eventually get out here. Alright, and here itself it trade below the band. We just on it for a while, and if stocks actually break on the upside, we can actually stage a re-entry. Golden Energy, again very nice break. This was a stocks that actually break when the markets was fairly negatives. Alright, very nice move here. If you notice over here, you trade with daylights, and here it close up the daylight, so again it's quite clear that for us to actually exit the trades now, or at least take partial profits. Now here itself you should actually get out because it trade way below the band already. Alright, so again stock will become range bound. If you notice the last few days itself it trade with low volume. Ellipsis was a stock we actually discussed before. There was a nice break here, and of course followed by announcement 6.5 cent dividends. The stock actually kept up, and for short terms we normally do not hold up the stock like this, and we probably just get out when it close up the daylight. And 3 days ago there was another break. Yesterday trade a doji with increased volume, more likely to pull back. Again we trade accordingly. Now on this day itself we should have just taken some profits and see how it actually turn out over the next few days. Rossi was another stock that actually broke out recently. If you notice this break, it's pretty nice break after a very nice consolidations, but unfortunately it had a reversal bar the day after. Yesterday managed to actually trade a narrow range bar. Again, you like to see it continue to move upwards. This is Cogent. We have a break 2 days ago, followed by Insight Day. If you take a look, alright, over here we have a overhead resistance. So again, we have to be very careful when you notice there's overhead resistance like this and the stock has reached the breakouts. It's important to just hold back. Now if the stock can trade sideways from here just below this resistance, that's a positive sign. Important thing during the pullback, we like to see a low volume here and eventually take out the recent high here of 86 cents. We also have an unusual move here. This is Mandarin Orientus. A couple of days back we have a breakout. Notice a slightly increase in the volume here. Relative compared to the last couple of months, this is considered significant. And if you actually check backwards, you notice there's a very nice consolidation patterns here, and followed by low volume pullback. And yesterday it actually trade the extension bar. Of course, there's news of sales of property in Hong Kong. All right. So again, you have taken these trades. It's good to take partial profits here, because usually after a long bar with extremely high volume, there's a volume spikes. It's not like just a sustain, unless it's pretty clear of a offer price. This is CMNC Gold Mine. We have a break here, and there was a run up, but appeared to be short-lived. Of course, these corrections was in line with the gold markets, and you notice actually it actually trades below the band. So here itself we should have gotten out the trade. So this may be a failed trade. Now again, be very careful when we actually trade stocks like this. If you notice on this day itself, this bar itself is accompanied with extremely high volume, so it does indicate that on short-term basis buying has been exhausted or somewhat exhausted. So we should actually take some profits, and over here itself we should get our positions and wait for a new upward move to come, but we should not hang on to the stocks hoping that you recover. Again, you can see that in the stock called HG Metal. If you notice on the day of breakouts, this bar itself is pretty long. It's an extension bar. Alright, if you compare that with the last few months, this is quite a long bar. And usually after this itself, it does indicate that the move itself could be exhausted. Next day itself is pretty clear. If you notice, the volume spike. So we got activities here. So again, that tells us that we should actually take defensive measure, lock in some profits. And the next day you trade a reversal bar, wide range reversal bar, is probably a time for us to get up. Alright, so moving forwards, we like to actually see some of these stocks that actually stage recovery, but that allow us re-entry. But whatever the case may be, it's important to actually wait for the markets to actually give us the directions and not preempt.